Joining us now is Kimberly Reed, Executive Director of the International Food Information Council Foundation, a Washington-based organization which provides food safety, healthy eating, and nutrition information. And Kimberly, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be with you.
Well, you do such fantastic work at the International Food Information Council Foundation. Just talk to us about the foundation and the impact that it can have on folks who care about their food.
20 years ago, we recognized that there was a need for a science-based organization to help consumers, health professionals, and journalists get the facts about food, understand important topics, everything ranging from obesity, energy balance, to the latest food safety disaster, a place to go where it was about science, but in an easy to understand way. So we, over the past 20 years, have been dedicated to educating everyone, and now because of the internet, you can go directly to our website and learn great tips and helpful information for your family.
I'm going to ask you about that web address in just a minute, but you talked about the science behind food. Many of us, when we eat, we're thinking about what's on the plate right in front of us and not necessarily the production that occurs prior to the table. How can you help people understand where their food comes from?
So there's a lot of discussion right now with families and in the news about processed food and understanding where our food comes from and the role of it. And so we have an initiative called Understanding Our Food. And if you go there, you'll find some helpful fact sheets on the role of processed foods, how they fit into our lives, the nutrition value, the history, just some really interesting tidbits that when consumers read these, they're enlightened and they're like, wow, I didn't know this about my food. But nutrition is important, and we want to make sure that everyone's focused on that.
Now, your organization recently conducted a survey of about 1,000 consumers, and you were telling me earlier that the results were kind of surprising. What did you learn?
Well, when consumers think about food, when you're in a store, when you're going shopping, what do you think about most when you're making those purchasing decisions? Always in this annual food and health survey, taste has been the #1 priority for people. But over the past 5 years, we're seeing a 15% spike in price, finally coming up to taste as important for consumers when they're thinking about what is important for them. And so that's really interesting, especially given the hard economic times, that people are really focused on that price tag as well.
Obesity continues to be a problem in the U.S. What message do you have for our viewers?
The key message is energy balance. So what's that? Calories in equals calories out. Our waistlines are continuing to grow in this country, and it's a big problem. And our Food and Health Survey shows that only 9% of Americans can accurately estimate how many calories they consume in a day. And over half of Americans don't know how much they should be burning in a day. So how can you find out the right number for you? There's a great government website called choosemyplate.gov, and you go there and you enter in your weight and your height and your type of physical activity, and it will actually give you the number that you should be consuming in a day. So go educate yourself is my first tip. And then secondly, pay attention, keep physically active, and enjoy life, because it's also about moderation. So you can indulge one day, have something fantastic that might not be calorie limited, but then the next day you can make a better choice for you to bring balance.
How important do you think families are to the discussion?
Families are so important. Parents and role models help set the agenda for the kids and help teach them about what's important in their lives and how to create healthy attitudes and ways to live your life. So we have a great section on our website called kidnetic.com, where we have fact sheets for parents, educators, and kids. We have fun games. We have ideas. If you have a child at home who's bored and it's a rainy afternoon, go to the website and you'll get bright papers to actually show you that you can help make chores, for example, around the house fun by playing loud music and making it exciting for your kids. So it's about being together, cooking together, having family meals together, and if it's not a parent, then a role model is really important in helping a child get on the right path.
The United Nations is about to address the topic of non-communicable diseases. Can you talk to us about your work on this issue?
Yes. So what's non-communicable disease, or NCDs? Consumers are going to be hearing a lot about this in the next few months in the news, because heads of state from around the world are gathering in New York in September at the United Nations to address NCDs. So those are heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and lung disease caused by poor diet, lack of exercise, alcohol, and tobacco misuse. And they're gathering together to say, how can we help prevent this or control this? And our organization is going to be having a global diet and physical activity communication summit at the same time up in New York, so that we share the message that it's about communicating to parents and communicating to kids and making sure those messages actually resonate with them. You can talk, but if it's not in a way that the person you're trying to educate understands, then it's not a good approach, and so we want to be helpful with that.
All right, Kimberly, last question real quickly. If folks want to find out more about the International Food Information Council Foundation, where can they go?
www.foodinsight, FOODINSIGHT.org.
All right, Kimberly Reed, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.